The RMS Titanic was a British passenger ship operated by White Star Line that was touted as the largest ship afloat when she first entered service in 1912. Captain Edward Smith, who served as commander for many other White Star Line ships, was set to command Titanic on her maiden voyage. While other companies at the time were focusing on increasing the speed of their passenger ships, White Star Line wanted the Titanic to be known for its size, comfort, and luxury. Titanic was styled in a manner similar to that of a contemporary high-class hotel such as the Ritz. Titanic departed on her maiden voyage from Southampton on Wednesday, April 10, 1912. After two quick stops to pick up additional passengers in Cherbourg and Queenstown, the Titanic began to make her way across the Atlantic Ocean on Friday, April 11th, with approximately 2,224 passengers and crew members on board. On April 14th, at 11:40 p.m., an iceberg was spotted ahead of the Titanic. Despite efforts to steer the ship away from the iceberg, Titanic struck the iceberg on the starboard side, leaving several holes in the hull below the waterline. Thought to be unsinkable, Titanic was ill-equipped to handle such an emergency. White Star Line had decided that Titanic would depart with only enough lifeboats to accommodate 1,178 people, about half the number of passengers on board. In addition, the crew was not well trained on how to handle an evacuation. The crew did not know how many passengers could safely board the lifeboats, and so they launched the majority of the lifeboats only half full. Titanic sent out several distress signals via wireless radio and rockets, the last one being around 1:40 a.m. on April 15, 1912. Unfortunately, the ships that received these distress signals were not near enough to Titanic to assist before the ship sank around 2:20 a.m. Around 4 a.m. on April 15th, RMS Carpathia arrived in response to Titanic's distress calls and transported the approximately 710 surviving passengers to New York. News spread quickly of Titanic's sinking, and when Carpathia arrived in New York 3 days later on April 18th, survivors were greeted by over 40,000 people, many of whom were there to provide immediate relief. Over the years, many plans and attempts were made to find Titanic's wreckage, but it was not until September 1st, 1985, that the wreck was uncovered. Since the discovery, many artifacts have been recovered and are now displayed in museums and exhibitions around the world. Sadly, over 1,500 people lost their lives unnecessarily on April 15, 1912, including Captain Edward Smith, and Titanic went down in history as the unsinkable ship that sank.